This is Day or Night Exotics TV. I'm Dale Tonight. On this reptile orb, we're gonna do something that has never happened to me in my exotic pet keeping. The years I've been doing it, this is the first I've ever of two things. My first ever wild caught Eastern Garter Snake, and also a wild caught Eastern Garter Snake giving birth to babies less than about, I guess, 2 months ago since I caught the snake initially. Haven't believing that it was a male. Now, obviously, knowing that it's a female, let's take a look at what's happened to this lady in the last few days and take a look at these new baby Eastern Garter Snakes. Enjoy, guys. Down below in this 10-gallon tank is my once believed male Eastern Garter Snake. Name was Maximus, but now changed to Murph, short for Murphy's Law. So Murph here is a proud mother of 11 babies that she gave birth to about 24 hours ago, and she is recovering and just having a little bit of a rest period. She just took down a pinky mice about 16 hours ago, so she's just kind of resting up. But let's take a look back at what happened 24 hours ago when I came down here to feed her and found out that she had a cage full of baby Eastern Garter Snakes. Alright, so here's the update on the garter snake, wild caught garter snake that I caught in my yard when I was mowing it one day. I had a suspicion that this one might be a female, and one of our fellow YouTubers, Arachno Wolf Lives, we always are talking back and forth about garter snakes. We both have a passion for it, and she, after I posted this video, suggested that this male that I thought was a male was actually female. And I went back after she said that and took a better look at her, because initially I thought she was a male, and I started looking at her a little bit more, and she just seemed like she just seemed odd to me. So I was thinking that she may be right, that that she was actually a female, and she was, and she gave birth to these little garter snakes. I don't know how long ago she did it. Prior to this filming, they are just shedding. They are teeny tiny, so I'm thinking they probably not even a day old, that they just popped out of here today. I actually looked in her enclosure to feed her and thought I saw some bugs in there, and I was thinking maybe she had some kind of some parasites or something on her from the wild, that it got, just kind of multiplied here in the enclosure, which wasn't the case. I looked in there and saw these little babies in here. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get these guys out of here and give you guys a closer look at them. For what I can count right now inside of there is really hard to count. There's a lot of moss and stuff that I have in there, so it's kind of hard to see them. So for what I've counted so far, there are at least 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of them. One of them I can clearly see has passed away. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out of here and let you guys get a closer look. So definitely have to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Arachno Wolf. You can check out her page, our YouTube channel page. She has a ton of excellent videos on her animals and a lot of things outside of animals, so definitely encourage you to go check out her page. But she was the one who initially told me that she thought that my male, which I thought he was extremely male, was a female. And I after she said that, I kind of took a look at him and realized that maybe they were in fact she was in fact a female. And not too long after that, she clearly looked like she might be, she started showing some suspicion of being a female. I mean, being gravid, actually, being pregnant. So but I kind of went away from it. She started doing a lot better, and she was eating fine and everything, and come down here, and here these guys all are. So it wasn't a real huge shock. So thank you, Wolfie, for that. Really softened the blow quite a bit. If I she had never told me that, I wouldn't never this would have shocked the living hell out of me. But it didn't shock me as much as it would have been if I continued on thinking that he might be just a straight up male. This is the next morning with these garters. There are 9 in here total. 11 came out. Were actually 11 of them were born. 2 passed away. 9 are in here. I initially counted 7, but I came back in to put the mother back into her 10-gallon tank and found 2 more in that tank, so that's up to 9. And I wouldn't be surprised if I found another one in there in her 10-gallon tank. Each one of these guys are looking pretty cool. Right, I put a little bit of a plate of cut up pinky parts. I can see 3 or 4 of them did in fact eat. I can clearly tell that they're a little bigger around the midsection than some of the smaller ones. The plan of attack for these guys is going to be to take them out individually, put them in individual little cups, and feed them pinky parts. They already have a very I could tell they're interested in the parts. I've tried to feed a couple of them. They almost went for them, but you know, they're really little, and they say sometimes baby gardeners still retain an egg, some fluids from the egg sac, you know, so they might not be extremely hungry when they come out. So it's going to be a challenge either way to feed 9 baby garters that are literally smaller than little small earthworms. These guys are teeny tiny. So but having their mother be a wild caught, you know, obviously the responsibility is on me to take care of these guys, which I will. Give them a good life. Hopefully all of them can make it, but you know, things happen, so I know I'm gonna have a challenge in keeping all these guys well fed. They do eat often, up to 2 times a week, sometimes 3 depending on what you're giving them. So you know, like I said, probably won't be, I'll probably keep around 3 or 4 of them. When they get bigger, clearly would like to have a male, and I might keep another male and female pair. And the rest of them I'll be giving away free of charge. So once that day comes up, if anyone's interested in owning one of these baby gardeners, you just let me know and I'll keep you in mind once they're of age and can be able to be shipped out to you. But like I said, right now I'm just concentrating on getting these guys raised up quite a bit, and it'll be a while before I start handing them out to people. But like I said, I'm going to keep at least 3 or 4, so there should be around 4 or 5 available for anybody who wants them. And like I said, just let me know and I'll try to keep you in mind, and I'll keep you guys updated once it's coming closer to the time where I'm going to let these guys go ahead and find new homes. Right now I have them housed up here on my tarantula shelf. I just moved some up there, and it's closer to the heater, and I can get a good light source in, but they also get a good amount of darkness so they can hide. And like I said, you can see that little plate of bits in there for them. I just want them to start getting the smell of that just for a little bit. I don't really think they're going to eat it, but if they can eat cut up pinky parts instead of worms and fish and things like that to start off with, that'd be awesome. That's why that's in there. And tomorrow I'm going to take them all out individually and try to feed them cut up pinky parts. So hopefully I can start them off with that type of diet. That would be awesome. But if I have to switch them over to worms or fish, I'm going to try everything to see how these guys take them down. Obviously, I'm not just going to put all my eggs in one basket on one feeding item. So that's the plan for those, for at least feeding them anyway. They'll be housed in here temporarily until I see some difference in them and they get up to size, and then I'll start giving them their own little containers. But right now the goal is just to get them acclimated into the room with the temperature and everything. I want to interact with them just a little bit each day, just so they know who I am, and obviously get these guys feeding. So we spent a little bit of time talking about the babies here, but we're gonna get over here and talk about the mother. She's housed in this 10-gallon tank right here on this supply table. She loves it over here. It's quite a bit of ways away from the heater, and it's right next to the opening, which has a little bit of cooler air coming in, so she doesn't get too hot. She does not like it really warm. She likes it a little bit on the, not the cooler side, but she definitely doesn't like being next to the heater, which I used to have her. So she's down in here. The only way I can get in here is I'm going to shed a light on her. But I don't want to really open up the cage and mess with her too much. She had a very rough day. And if you look down in there, you can see the mother resting. This is, I mean, I can tell she's really exhausted. She had a pinky mouse yesterday. I was feeding her when I found the little critters, so she took down the food no problem. She had a pinky mouse, and right now she's just resting. I can look at her and tell she's pretty wiped out, so hopefully she'll do well and recovering from it. But yesterday she had a lot of energy. She was doing very well, so I don't anticipate any problems with her. I'm not opening up the cage and just shine a light in there so I don't disturb her. She's had enough action for one day yesterday with me getting all those babies out. So she was not a very happy girl yesterday, so I'm trying to give her a little bit of a break. That'll do it for this one, guys. If you're new to my channel, you can always go to Day or Night Exotics TV and check out the playlist of the reptile orb. And if you're into the arachnids, I also have some tarantula series on that side of the exotic pet community. So if you're into either arachnids or reptiles, you want to stay tuned and subscribe. So I want to thank you guys for watching this one, and there'll be more to come, and I'll keep you updated on these baby gardeners and the mother as well. Have a good one, guys and gals. Take care. Be safe out there. Have a good one.